student debts, car debts, personal loan debts,
mortgages, whatever.
Mortgages, everything. Don't worry. It's a stress. I understand. It's not easy, is it?
No.
But start the habit of saving immediately. If you build it now, when you're debt free, you're going to be saving like unbelievable amounts of money.
To not living paycheck to paycheck. I had enough savings to cover myself for a few months anyway. I was quite lucky. Then when I met you and we had this conversation about all this stuff, we're like, let's just do it together. Just having that someone there, you can say, right, the accountability to go, let's do it together, let's make this work. Then your brain's churning, you come up with ideas, you think, right, bounce this idea off Butts and bounce this idea off me, and it just changes.
We are finding success, and we're here to help break that monotony of your life and help you find your own version of success. Welcome back to another episode, guys, with me, Alex.
And me, Adam. How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm good, man. Yourself? Yeah,
good, thanks, mate. Good. It's I'm a bit disappointed, actually.
Talk to me.
It's raining.
Ah, do you reckon?
The last podcast I said, oh, it's lovely. It's light in the evenings, it's sunny, we're happy, we're having a good time. And now it's raining. So, but apart from that, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, same as you. April showers get me down.
Yeah.
Been a miserable week, innit? Weather-wise, been a miserable week.
Yeah. Cold.
Cold, windy, wet. Not my favourite.
Dreary.
Not my favourite things. And to be honest, work-wise, has reflected the same sort of mood. Not been smashing it like I did do last week. So, bit of a down week, but we're looking at it and we're going to accelerate and get better next week.
That's it. How was your Easter?
What did I do? Oh, it was quite chilled. We had children. Yeah. Just like long weekend at home. It was lovely. Well, I started work on Monday again, but yeah, other than that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was lovely.
Nice.
Yourself?
Yeah, the same, mate. Chill.
Travelling, weren't you?
Chill. Yeah, travelling.
Lovely job.
Love travelling. Love it travelling.
Stunning.
This week, what are we talking about?
This week, we're going to just talk about saving money again. So, it's a big one because, well, it's our bread and butter. This is like one of our main staples we try and instill in everyone because if you can get this down, you can get a lot more down afterwards. It's like the layer, the first foundation you need to be able to build a successful life, career, everything, family, everything. Because money does affect everything. I feel like the savings, if you get that nailed, you can nail other aspects afterwards that we've gone through many times on the podcast. And this the reason I want to talk about this because it triggered. A lad at work triggered me to have this conversation with him. He was looking to buy a car.
Yeah,
and I was fully
out of interest. How old is this kid?
He is 23.
Okay, so he's like at the age where like his mates are getting cool cars. Like he's seeing people that are getting cool cars. He's like, I've got to get a cool car to kind of keep up the Joneses a little bit.
Spot on. Took the words out of my mouth. Exactly that. His friends are getting nice cars. His friends are in better paying jobs than him because he is officially an apprentice at the minute.
Okay.
So I think he's struggling from keeping up with the Joneses at the minute. And I've had to try and talk him down. I had to try and claw him back down, get him back down to earth because he's got a car already. Lovely little Renault Twingo. It's not flash, it's not stunning, but it does the job.
Yeah.
And I've had to try and convince him that this is what we need: functionality over appeal to
performance.
Yeah, exactly that. And we go into his finance. We look into his finances, and he's like, "Oh, I can't really afford to go out for a meal this weekend." I'm like, "Oh, hang on a minute. You said you wanted to buy a car." Yeah. But you can't afford to go out for a meal. Like 30 quid, 35 quid, cheap Nando's, you know.
Yeah,
not even that.
Nothing too major.
Yeah, it was just like a group meal with the boys. And he said, no, I can't do it. I can't afford it. So immediately that throws a red flag. If you can't afford to go for a meal towards the end of the month, you shouldn't be buying a new car. Like,
what's a new car cost you? What was he looking at, for instance?
His budget was $6,000.
But I mean, you can buy a lot for $6,000.
You buy an awful lot for $6,000.
I mean, you could buy a lot of dinners as well.
yeah, so. Exactly. Look, I don't know. His immediate response was, "Oh yeah, but I'll just finance it. I can afford 200 quid a month."
Yeah.
I'm like, right, okay, whoa. How many times have we gone over this?
Yeah.
At the beginning, it's not the best idea. It's probably one of the worst ideas because recently he's been given this apprentice role. He's new to the team. He's about 6 months in.
Yeah.
So he's had a slightly bigger paycheck than normal, so he feels a little bit flush and spending it as soon as he's got it, and he's trying to now go, oh no, I'll be a bit more sensible, but put into a car instead. And now this is a car is a depreciating asset. It's asset? It's not even a
It's not an asset, no.
Depreciating
thing. It's a work tool.
It's a tool, yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. Yeah.
It's a tool.
And it will depreciate in money. Unfortunately, the market isn't great. They're very expensive at the minute as well. Have you seen?
Yeah, so I think we're still quite catching up on this Ukrainian-Russian invasion that I know was happened a few years ago or last year. But,
yeah, the initial, it's still going on, isn't it?
It's still going on, but even so, like the struggle of initially, having car parts, companies selling cars, company getting cars out of doors, we're still lagging, I think, and that's why the prices are still so high.
We are paying the price. And so he's not going to be able to get that much car for his money anyway.
No.
I can't remember where I was going with this now. Got me thinking about Ukraine. Anyway, he wanted to do it monthly, and I advise against him because he's literally trying to keep up with the Joneses. He's earned more money, so he's gone, I can now put that out the window.
Yeah.
Pay this car people to give me a car really cheap. And like I was saying before, it depreciates. So actually, you're just burning money. It's like fireworks. Fireworks, as cool as they are, and I love them, you're literally blowing up your money.
Up it goes, and that's it.
Yeah, it's just, wow. It is. To be fair, I'd go and see a fireworks show. They're quite cool.
But this is the point, right? You can, as a family, you can go and see a fireworks show for like £1.
Well, it's a bit more than that these days.
I'll call it £5.
Yeah.
You buy a box of fireworks and you do it at home, it's £100.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? No, you're going to have a really good time socialising with other people, experiencing some stuff, having a few drinks, having a good time, or have it in your back garden that you spent £100 for.
Blowing your money.
Make a saving of £95, guys.
Not worth it.
No.
So I managed to convince him not to do it yet. Start trying to save money, because that's what he didn't have. He never had any savings.
Yeah.
And that's when I said to him, right, this is where you need to work on. And his immediate response is, oh yeah, but I can do that when I start earning more money. He's like, whoa. Second red flag of the day.
Yeah.
Tell me why it's a red flag. Go on. Hit me.
It doesn't matter how much money you earn. You can always save. It doesn't matter whether you're earning £100 and you're spending 99 of them, you can save £1. There is no use, no excuses for saying that. That is just the worst thing anyone could ever say in their life. Carry on.
Thank you. Lovely decision. And it's basically, it comes from forming a habit. And
correct.
I had to tell him, if you don't start saving now, you're never going to form the habit to be able to save when you have the pay increase or the pay rise, etc., that you're going to get if it's coming to you. The other people that trigger me, I had this conversation with a young lad. He's got some inheritance money coming to him in the next few years.
Okay.
And that gets me fuming. Because he's like, I don't need to worry too much. I'm getting a load of money from my grandma. When she goes, it's like, you're a disgusting person. Like, you're literally waiting on her to kick.
Yeah.
And it's just like, come on, like, just fend for yourself. Learn to fend for yourself.
Yeah.
If you're going to be waiting on these handouts for the rest of life, you're going to be absolutely nowhere in, like, forever. You're just going to be nobody. Yeah. It's just not. It's not even worth having a conversation with you. And most of them people, and he actually, sorry, I say most people that do also wait for this inheritance money, including this man, they just want to spend it on cars or buying a house or buying something that's way out of their regular living expenses.
Yeah.
To just blow the cash.
And again, as you just said it, majority of them are depreciating assets. They don't make you any money. You put it into something that we spoke about previously on other episodes. We're not going to talk about it today because I don't want to fill your brains up with too much information. Then we could make our money, make some returns on our money. But if you buy a car that's, like a Lamborghini or, I don't know, like the expensive house that you've always wanted, it's a depreciating asset. And if you can't afford to keep the upkeep, if you can't afford to put new tiles, new windows, new doors, it's just depreciating, just losing money. So what's the point?
Exactly that.
Zero.
And it all comes back to this whole mindset of this generation, the instant gratification generation, we're going to call it, because it's just, you want it now, you want it instantly, you don't want to wait, you don't want to just have some patience. Because again, all this inheritance money, if you were to be smart with it and put it into assets that grow, the amount of wealth you could generate from them is ridiculous. Incredible.
Yeah.
And people are just swanning it away. Anyway, going back to the young lad at work, we pushed him to start saving money. And now he is going to, I've sort of forced his hand, and we've started a little bank automation for him to save just £50 a month. Because that is more than he's ever going to have saved ever in his life. And, well, I'll keep you updated throughout the next few episodes and see if he's actually continued to do it. But because we've automated it, I think he should fail. I think he should...
Before you skipped over one of the most important points
on my word
that we're going to say here.
Hit me.
Automation. Now, tell me how... We'll go for that bit in a minute. Tell me how you figured out that figure. Where did the 50 come from?
It was just going through his finances very roughly over a dinner. Because I went out, I took him out for dinner because I felt bad he couldn't go out for dinner. I feel that's like a luxury that if you want to be able to do, you should be able to do. So I took him out for dinner.
You're a gentleman.
Oh, yeah. And we just went over his finances, and we cut some of his expenses down. Like the unnecessary stuff, especially his unnecessary spending, like the McDonald's, the Starbucks costs, all these just silly things that cost like 10, 15 quid a day.
Yeah.
Because he was doing them daily. It's like huge amounts of money.
Mate.
So it's like immediately you can slash that in half. You can save 50 quid here. And he said, yeah, easy, absolutely easy. But he's not done it in the past. So I think it was just going, yeah, easy. Prove me right.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Show me you can do it, and we'll see.
We'll talk from there.
Yeah, and but that's how I went about it. But,
so now you've decided to automate it. How have you set it up? Tell me what you're doing. Tell the viewers, the listeners, how we can go about the next step once we figured out our money, obviously.
Simply, so he gets paid on the 25th of every day, every month, let's say. Monthly payment. We went into his bank account. We've opened like different banks do different systems, but the bank he uses, the company has, you can add different pots, which essentially are other little mini bank accounts that you can't access with a card. They're just little saving areas.
Yeah.
And you can't get to it unless you go on the app and physically move your money out. What we did is simply set up that payment for on the 26th, the next day after payday, because just in case something happens, like you didn't get paid on time,
or
yeah, exactly that.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Set up for like a day delay, and it just automatically, as soon as midnight strikes on the 26th, bing, gets paid. It's straight into that account. He gets a little notification saying it's moved, and that's it. He shouldn't ever touch it again. And he's actually got a PIN code on that pot as well, so he can't access it. Well, he can access it, but he has to put the PIN code in, so he has to almost double defy himself.
He has to think about it before
he has to go into effort to get it. So it's built as much as of a barrier as you can between the money and himself, and fingers crossed from there it's going to prevent him from doing it, from touching it.
It's again, it is one of the easiest wealth builders. Right there is just starting the habit of saving and not thinking about, not having to physically move the money into the account. Because again, we'll talk about it later or in a future episode. But a lot of people, when they have something to save for, they find £200, £300, £400, £600 a month. Yeah. Just bang off the bat. If I cut this, I can save this amount of money. Then what they have from what they've saved, they've got it. They then go back to spending that £600 a month again. And they haven't built that habit. But over time, we want to increase our savings and decrease our living costs, because eventually we want to save more than what we earn, save more than we spend, and that way our life is virtually free. We're saving more money, we're paying ourselves first, we're looking after ourselves first. We're like, to hell with the man, I'm going to sort myself out first, the man, the woman, whatever you are. Sort yourself out first, and then think about the rest of your life. And it's such an important thing to do.
Vital. It's a powerful way to live. I'm currently at nearly 35% of my earnings is just purely in the savings. That's not invested in anything like that. It's just purely savings. And the relaxation it gives you. Nuts. You just know you're covered for just anything.
Yeah.
And but for me, it was a goal. So it's like a bit of an achievement, being able to see I can save that much money from where I was 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Not saving any money. In the same situation as the friend wanting the new car. Yeah. Not saving any money whatsoever. Literally living month to month, paycheck to paycheck. Seeing myself now is just insane, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And I'll never go back.
No,
because I forced a habit on myself. And again, just through automation, it's the best thing in the world. Life hack, 100%.
I get asked quite a lot this question, and it's quite a common thing nowadays. People that have made the mistake, that didn't have a Butson in their life, didn't have an Alex to say, look, be careful now. Let's not go and get a loan. Let's think about, if your car works, does it get you from A to B? Does it serve its purpose? Yes, okay. Then don't go and get the finance. But if people have got the finance, if people have got debts they need to pay off, should they still go and save their money?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you've got debts up to your nuts, you're like student debts, car debts, personal loan debts,
mortgages, whatever.
Mortgages, everything. Don't worry. It's a stress. I understand. It's not easy, is it?
No.
But start the habit of saving immediately. If you build it now, when you're debt free, you're going to be saving like unbelievable amounts of money. So force a habit on yourself now, and then start looking into working out techniques to pay off said debt. And there's many techniques that we've talked about again on previous podcasts.
Yeah, have a look through. They're there.
But I would recommend always just the first hack is starting to learn how to save.
Yeah.
Because then also you'll appreciate your money. You may not go and just swan it out the window and get loads of loans and stuff like that. So,
what is
the same?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. What is the main reason that I think in some ways, people need like the initial whack of reality. They need I've got to pay for this. I can't afford it. I don't want to get a loan out. How am I going to do that without no savings? Or, for instance, I know what your story was, but you're going to tell that in a minute. Mm-hmm. What was your main whack that you've gone, I've got no savings. I can't afford it. How am I going to sort my life out? What can I do? What scared you to start looking into making your life better?
It was sort of growing up and realising that the world is really expensive. It was actually the thing that triggered me into wanting to learn how to manage money and so on and so forth was basically my parents are getting old.
Yeah,
they're getting really old, and in the not too distant future, they're going to need a care home of some sort. So yeah, I'm off travelling around the world, trying to do my own thing, and same as my other siblings, we're all very busy young individuals. None of us have got time to be able to look after our parents, so they need to go into care home. And I've looked into how much care homes cost, and it's above the average salary in the UK. It's over 30 for an average care home,
and that's average, guys. It's not
average. Yeah, it's not even that amazing. It's £35,000 a year to be able to for their care, and it's just I couldn't look at them in the eyes and go, "You got to stay in here now," and walk away from them in that crappy little care home, paying that much money as well for it. It scared the living life out of me. So that's basically my core foundation, my motivation to be able to put them in a nice place, put them in a stunning place, and just look after them the way they looked after me through my childhood and stuff. So, what about yourself? What was your motivation?
Mine was very similar. I think one of the ways that I kind of figured it out was early on when I was 18, when I was like, my dad's income was paying for the house. My mum had a very subpar earning job. She wasn't really worried about paying the house bill because my dad earned quite a good amount of money. When he died, I was like, I'm only on the apprentice wage. I was 18 at the time, and I was like, yeah, this is going to be hard. I obviously understand now in the future that there was insurance policies and so on and so forth, and their mortgage was in a certain way. But like my initial thought was, how am my mum going to keep the upkeep of this house? She had a mortgage left. She was fairly young. She was 45, so she probably had another 5-6 years on the mortgage. She had 2 kids to look after, or a kid and a semi-adult at the time. 2 dogs, loads of pets, all the bills, and it's like, yeah, she's going to struggle. So my initial thought was, this scares me. I need to do something about it. And initially, I went about it the wrong way. The first thing I've done, I said it previously, I went into Google and I was like, how to make money online. Just to try and find anything. Because that was the first thing that scared me, and I didn't go about it the right way. I just spent money on useless things that didn't earn me any money, that was just a waste of my time. Then when I sort of started to earn more money, that worry went away. But again, I was saving. I was saving for my future. I had the initial thing there. Ever since I was a kid, I always was clever with money. Like, I bought a crappy car, built it, and it was cheaper to buy everything separately and build it up than buy it complete. So I'd done it like that. I was quite smart with my money. I never spent any more money than what I had. I was very, very, very close to not living paycheck to paycheck. I had enough savings to cover myself for a few months anyway. I was quite lucky. Then when I met you and we had this conversation about all this stuff, we're like, let's just do it together. Just having that someone there that you can say, right, the accountability to go, let's do it together, let's make this work. Then your brain's churning, you come up with the ideas, thinking, right, bounce this idea off Butts and bounce this idea off me, and it just changed my life. So we're here where we are now because of just a thing in life that's changed our opinion, and we've gone, I don't like the way it is, I don't like my outlook, I'm going to change it. And I think some people don't have that.
Yeah.
And I understand that. Some people think that their life is crap, life's really hard, they've got the world's fallen underneath their feet, they're having the painfulest of times. But it's life. You either lay down and take it, or you get up and wipe off your shoulders and carry on. So, decision's yours, really. Make something of your life, or don't do anything. What are you going to do?
Love that.
You're going to make something of your life.
Exactly. I'll have to end that there.
Yeah, perfect. Great episode. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, links will be down below. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and share. Get this podcast out there so we can help the world. Also, help you guys. If you want, don't forget to listen. Go back, episode 1. All the tips are there. Everything's there. Investing. We'll talk about it in the future, don't worry, but it's already been done, but go listen anyway. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Take care. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.